Yeah, so I'm Peter Wittek, and I'm an assistant professor in the University of Toronto, and I'm also directing the quantum program in the Creative Destruction Lab, where we incubate startups around quantum technologies, and I'm an affiliate here in the Vector Institute. And so my research area is quantum machine learning, where we are looking at how you can advance AI and machine learning by using quantum computers that we have today and that we are going to have, say, 20 years from now. Okay, so to me, the big challenge is how you deal with the kind of problems that you have with the quantum computers we have today. So these are imperfect. You can only run very short calculations on them, and even those can be inaccurate. So the answer is not exactly what you expect. And then it's a billion-dollar question like that. Okay, so we build all these quantum computers, but they are all noisy, they are all imperfect. So what do we do with them? And it seems to be that machine learning is a very natural application for these quantum computers. So you can do optimization, sampling, and a bunch of other things which are a natural fit for a variety of machine learning problems. So that's what I'm really interested in, like what you can do with the quantum computers we have today for AI. The reason I'm affiliated there is because my research field is like halfway between quantum physics and quantum computing and machine learning and AI. So I need to have access both for the best brains in AI. That's why I'm affiliated with the Vector Institute, but also in physics, in quantum physics. And that's why I'm working with the Perimeter Institute. So we have a bunch of joint research projects. And then the CDL is a completely different program. So that's where it becomes real. So there we recruit about 40-50 people every year, quantum physicists, computer scientists, machine learning people, some engineers, and we give them a training in machine learning and quantum computing, and we give them access to hardware to these quantum computers. And basically their task is to find a business application that's valuable in its own right and where you can get any kind of lift by using quantum resources. And we are in the second cohort. In every cohort, we end up with about 20 companies or so, and we have some interesting success stories already. So it's super exciting. So it was critically important for me to see where the state of the art is in machine learning. Because if I don't know the state of the art in machine learning, then I don't know what are the kind of problems that I should be targeting with quantum resources. So there would be this disconnect. So basically I'm trying to bridge that by working with people here and understanding what is really a hard problem today in AI. The future of quantum machine learning is bright, but there's a big hurdle ahead. And this big hurdle is the hype that we are seeing. So machine learning is hyped enough on its own right. And then you have quantum computing, where you hear massive announcements every week. Alibaba invests $15 billion in quantum computing. And this and that research group made a major breakthrough. And if you put these hyped areas together, that's a recipe for a super hype. And expectations are completely out of proportion. So a lot of my task is about cooling those expectations down a bit and tell people that it's not, you cannot expect, say, an exponential speed up with a quantum computer tomorrow, but you can still do like very exciting things with these imperfect quantum computers. It's just that you have to frame your expectations right. And if your expectations are right, then you will be very happy, because you will see that the next generation of quantum computers, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, can do fascinating things that are either very difficult to do with classical resources or impossible to do with classical resources. And I want to use these advantages for machine learning, but it's a really careful balancing act to tell people what's hype and what is realistic. And if people believe the hype, then they are going to be extremely disappointed, and that's what I see as the biggest obstacle ahead.